Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here in the first period at Tampa Bay Stadium, where it continues to rain. And by the way, we're going to be giving you a complete football scoreboard from around the NFL, also bring you updated on the baseball scores at halftime. And get a moment here, we'll give you a couple of the baseball scores that we have at the present time. This is a big play for the Falcons. They're at the 20 of Tampa Bay, 3rd and 3. Slot formation left. Stand back, straight ahead. And looks to have the first down. Atlanta with another drive going here. The first one resulted in an end zone interception, but then the blocked punt led to their 2 points via the safety. It is first down Falcons. The ball at the 15-yard line now. In the middle of that Tampa Bay defense converging on standback. Dewey Selman, first man to make contact.
Gronkowski continues to run at right side with Bryant and Mitchell doing the blocking.
There it is again.
That's been the vulnerable side of the defense for the Bucks, and the Falcons are picking up some real good yardage over there in order to keep these drives alive.
Richard Wood on the tackle there on standback, and no gain on the play. Maybe a half a yard. Yeah, they're going to move it about a half a yard. And meanwhile, we can quickly tell you that Cleveland shut out, the Yankees shut out Cleveland today, 4-0, a two-hitter by Ron Guidry, lifting his record to 23-3. The Red Sox are losing to Toronto 6-4 in the 9th in that pennant race. Pitch out, Bubba Bean, met at the corner, no gain at all. Make it stand back, the ball carrier, 24, not 44, and we've now lost our monitor over
There's
here.
There's something you don't see too often in professional football is the old option play. Gronkowski making sure he got rid of the football. He didn't want to turn up in there, give that ball to stand back, and picked up a nothing. Good defensive play by the Bucks.
So it is 3rd and still about 7 yards to go. And again, Atlanta trying to keep the drive alive with a 3rd down conversion. Bubba Bean and Haskell stand back. Now the running backs. A loss of a yard or so on the play there. Curtis Jordan coming up from the safety position to put the stop on standback.
Excuse me, Tim. Actually had Jordan blitzing on that play, coming right through a hole over guard situation, and very, very fine job.
So the field goal unit is in. John James, the punter, will hold. Fred Steinfort will attempt from the 21, a 31-yard try, and it's blocked by the Buccaneers. Loose ball picked up, and on the move, looks like Mike Washington, and Washington will score. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers blocking the field goal try, and Mike Washington, the cornerback, taking it down the sidelines. There are no yellow flags out there, and the Buccaneers turn a field goal try by Atlanta into a major score.
Here we have a good look at it right here. As it's going down the field, Jarris White right there throws the last block. Excellent block. And the Bucks go ahead of the Falcons 6-2 to see if they can make the extra point. A fine run, a very fine block down by Jarris White.
Well, there's another brief look at it. You saw him go halfway. You saw the block. That's the main thing. And the conversion attempt by O'Donohue is good. And so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with a big play from deep in their own zone, have gone ahead of the Atlanta Falcons 7-2 here in the first period, and we have 2:32 remaining. Well, a reminder that on the CBS Sports Spectacular next Saturday, you will see the Woodward Stakes, and we expect that Seattle Slew and Affirmed will be matched up in the Woodward from Belmont Park, and also the World 3-Day Equestrian Championships from Lexington, Kentucky on videotape. That's next Saturday at 5 Eastern, 4 Central and Pacific. And that should be an exciting afternoon, as usual, on the CBS Sports Spectacular.
Well, the Bucks take it into their own hands defensively. They figure the offense won't score. We're going to have to do it, and so they did.
Well, the Tampa Bay defense has made the most of what scoring opportunities they've been handed right along, and they make the big play there with Mike Washington going the distance. 79-yard run by Mike Washington. Dewey Selman was the man to blocked the field goal try. And that kickoff is going to roll into the end zone. It's downed in there by Atlanta. Alfred Jackson, and so they will start 1st and 10 from their own 20. And you know, you have to feel a little bit of sympathy for the Falcons, who have had 2 pretty good drives here, Johnny, but all they've come up with is the safety.
Well, they had an interception by Mike Washington with Borkowski lofted into the end zone, and of course now this big field goal block by the Bucks and a touchdown scored on. But the Falcons have been driving the football. They've been putting together a couple good drives, something they haven't done in previous weeks. They're moving the football, and I think Lehman Bennett has to be happy about that.
Well, let's see if they can move it again. They are down 7-2. First down at their own 20. And Bartkowski keeping looked like a broken play, although it started out like it could have been that option we saw down in the Tampa Bay zone. But they now have in the backfield Ricky Patton, number 33. And we may have seen a busted play. Johnny, what do you think?
I believe that's exactly what it was. And Steve did the right thing, which most quarterbacks should do when he came out. No one wants the football. You just turn right around and take it straight up the middle and get down quick.
You were telling us earlier about once reminding your running backs about they knew what was coming, draw play right, and they both nodded at you, and then when you went back there, they'd both gone in opposite directions, huh?
All right.
Bartkowski trying to throw and does complete, but an immediate hit on number, let's see, what we got here? Number 26, Mike Esposito, right. And we didn't expect him to be in the end of the ball game this early.
Well, there's a good shot right there of Esposito taking a shot. There was a fine catch and a fine throw by Bartkowski.
3rd down, about 6 to go. Catch by Esposito. We're going to have to close our windows here, John, because the wind is blowing everything all over the place. It is still raining in Tampa Bay. And a lot of movement there. Now let's see whether this time it was a case of Atlanta drawing Tampa Bay over.
Dave Peer, number 76, that time in over top of one of the center. We don't know the callers yet, but he's very quickly. Let's take a look at it right here. See Dave Peer right on top of the center as they're setting way for. There goes the center's hand, and then Dave moves a little late. 76, Dave Peer, the center pulled him off.
Illegal procedure against Jeff Van Note. So they're even in that department because Darrell Carlton of the Bucks was guilty of the same infraction earlier. The Red Sox and the Blue Jays are now 6-6 in the bottom of the 9th.
Illegal snap. 3rd down.
There's the call from referee McCarter. And again, a reminder for you baseball fans, the Yankees shut out Cleveland 4-0 on a 2-hitter by Ron Guidry. The Blue Jays and the Red Sox now tied in the bottom of the 9th. Another busted play. Bartkowski dropped right at the line of scrimmage, and he was lucky to get back there. Dewey Selman, number 61, put the hit on him. But you can see Bartkowski there talking briefly to Ricky Patton. Patton, the rookie running back from Jackson State, evidently mixed up on that one. And so Atlanta will have to punt. Not their most productive series in this quarter so far.
And those are things you don't like to have happen, Tim, because they're mental errors. Someone busts a play, you just can't afford to have those happen. Physical errors are all right. You don't like those to happen either, but you can understand a physical error. Mental errors are just no good.
Isaac Higgins returning John James' punt to the 33-yard line of Tampa Bay. James, a big man on this Atlanta team. He has done a fine job again this year, one of the most consistent punters in football. And John James coming in with an average of 41.4 yards today. Well, also next weekend here on CBS, Saturday and Sunday live from the Firestone Country Club in Akron, Ohio, the World Series of Golf. You'll see Jack Nicklaus, Gary Player, Lanny Watkins, Bruce Litsky, John Mahaffey, Andy North, all here on CBS, Saturday at 3:30, Sunday at 4 Eastern Time.
Well, we got another broken play on Tampa this time. Douglas turned around and just fell straight down on the ball. He may have lost it, his grip on the ball, so he just went down to recover.
Doug Williams losing about a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11. Fulton Kuykendall, the linebacker, there to make sure he didn't get up. 54. And that'll end the first period here at Tampa Bay. And so most of the excitement has come from a 79-yard run by Tampa Bay's Mike Washington. They lead it 7-2.
Dutch, Sea of Japan. The Navy. See a recruiter or call toll-free. It's not just a job, it's an adventure.
You've seen how we build the Firestone 721 radial. Here's how we back it up with the full 2-year warranty. If a Firestone 721 becomes unserviceable in the 2 years after you purchase it because of a defect in workmanship or materials, we'll replace it free. Only road hazard and in-service abuse are not covered. This offer is good on every 721 sold for passenger car use between now and October 31st by any Firestone dealer or store.
Tough Ford trucks. America's best-selling truck line. Ford Tough. Tough Couriers. And tough pickups. Tough four-wheelers and Broncos. And tough vans. Tough big trucks. Tough Ford trucks. America's best-selling truck line.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading the game 7-2, now defending to our left, and they have second down and 11 at their own 31-yard line. We are just underway in the second quarter. Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here at Tampa Bay Stadium. Very rainy day in Florida. Larry Mucker is in at wide receiver, number 87. They give us to Ricky Bell. Bell, number 42, bashes his way over the 35 to the 37-yard line. Picked up about 6, maybe 7 yards on the play. Claude Humphrey, defensive end, number 87, ranging back to make the stop, and St. Louis has gone ahead of Dallas 10-0 in the second period. A field goal by Jim Bakken. Benny Ricardo with a pair of field goals has Detroit in front of Seattle 6-0 in the second period at Seattle. Williams to pass. Deep, going for it all to Higgins. Higgins has it. Oh, he dropped it. Is it a reception? No, it is incomplete. He did not have full control. Isaac Higgins was looking 6 points in the face. A perfect strike from Williams, and this young man has a gun. Johnny, you love to see that, don't you?
Let's take a look at it right here. He's back, sets, and he just lets the ball fly, and Isaac Higgins is outdistanced all his defenders. The ball's perfectly thrown, but he could not catch the handle.
Roland Lawrence, number 22 on the coverage, and coming back to help was Tom Pridemore. Pridemore, the rookie from West Virginia, playing in Ray Easterlin's spot. Remember, Easterlin gone to injured reserve. And so Tampa Bay will have to punt. Green hits it from his 27. Alfred Jackson takes it on the hop at his 20. Gets to the 24 and no farther. He's hit there by number 77, and that is Bill Collard, 50-year man from Montana State. So Atlanta will start first and 10 from their own 24-yard line, and they got a break on the drop by Isaac Higgins. It is 7-2 Tampa Bay.
You have strange language in this country, like the name of this beer. Anheuser-Busch Natural Light. Tastes good, but I need an interpreter when I order.
I used to need an interpreter myself till I realized you don't need a whole vocabulary, just one little vocabule.
Vocabule? Is that B or V?
Just say natural. Beer tender.
2 more, naturals.
Coming up. Oh, you want clean glasses?
No thanks, I wear contacts.
And you're out here. Your toolbox is back there. Be glad you got a Crescent adjustable wrench.
When you're up here and your toolbox is down there, be glad you got a Crescent adjustable wrench.
Crescent, one tool that adjusts to fit many different size nuts, even metrics. But it's not a Crescent unless it says Crescent on the handle. For a limited time, get this Crescent wrench plus these Crescent pliers for one low price. Crescent, another fine name from the Cooper Group.
Well, we're back here with Atlanta Falcons having first down now at their own 24-yard line. They trail 7-2. Steve Bartkowski, the quarterback. And we have Bubba Bean and Haskell Stanback at running backs. That is Bubba Bean straight ahead. Bean came into the game with 32 carries, 88 yards. Stanback had rushed 24 times for 62. And he's off to a good start today, Haskell Stanback. Meanwhile, Bean picked up 4, 2nd and 6. Falcons, if you joined us late, started with 2 good drives. One resulted in an interception in the end zone, however, by Mike Washington. Then they got down into field goal range and saw Mike Washington take it the distance for a Tampa Bay score. Flag is down on the run by Haskell Stanback. We got to within a yard of the first down marker, but we'll see who the call is against. It is holding against Atlanta. Leroy Selman made the tackle on Stanback, number 63. There is Leroy, who had quite a day last week. He had 3 sacks of Fran Tarkenton in the Minnesota victory. In the victory over Minnesota, he's got 5 sacks on the season to lead the Bucs in that department. Had 30 tackles coming into this game. An average of 10 tackles a game. You know he's around the ball, eh, Johnny?
He is. Both of those young men are fine football players. Dewey and his brother. And they're just going to get better. This is a young defensive football team.
Number 82,
for the
offense.
Bucs.
2nd down.
They can only go one way, and that's up, Tim. Both good football teams, defensive football teams. The Falcons let Cleveland run up 308 yards against them last week, and 3 touchdowns, and that hasn't happened in 3 years going.
Billy Rickman was guilty of holding downfield for Atlanta. He split wide left. Another flag is down, and a good run. Bubba Bean behind the right guard, R.C. Thielman, second-year man from Arkansas. Picked up about 9-10 yards on the carry, but it looks like it's going to be against Atlanta again. And the Falcons hurting themselves with penalties. Problem they had last week as well against Cleveland. 14 penalties for 113 yards last week.
Number 57, offense. Offside. Number 77, defense. The play is nullified. Repeat, 2nd down.
Well, they got a little break on that one. That one, they had that holding penalty. I would have put him way back there.
Offsetting penalties remain 2nd down. They had the center offside. Number 57, I think, is what Gordon McCarter said. That's kind of tough to do, isn't it?
No, it was Kohler who was offside for the Bucs, and then Jeff Van Note was holding.
Oh, holding. I see. Yeah. Okay, the offside penalty against Tampa Bay. Thank you, Johnny. So we are 2nd and 15. I say it's a tough job for the center getting stuff offside. You got the ball.
That's right.
Haskell Stanback picked up only a couple as they moved quickly laterally. That was Jarris White coming up, and Dewey Selman, the linebacker, filling number 61. They'll give him maybe 2 on the play, so they need the 3rd down pass here to keep this drive alive, as the Bucs were giving up a little more in the first 2 Atlanta drives, and they have tightened considerably. And of course, the old penalty bugaboo is hurting Atlanta as well. 3rd down, about 12. Play sent in for Steve Bartkowski. Rickman and Francis are the wide receivers. Francis comes wide left, number 89. Rain continues to come down steadily here in Tampa Bay. This is Stanback. Cannot make the turn. Mark Cotney, number 33, the safety, putting the stop on him right at the corner. And so Atlanta will have to punt.
Looking at some good defensive play by the Bucs line that time. Cockney came up to knock Stanback out.
John James standing on his 5. The deep men are Higgins and Mucker for Tampa Bay, standing at their 35. James, pretty good punt. Taken by Mucker at the 45, slipped 1 tackle and rolled out to the 48, where it'll be 1st down for the Buccaneers. First man to hit him is Mike Esposito, number 26. And so with 11:46 remaining in the first half, there is the score. Tampa Bay in front.
There's a whole new breed of Mustang coming October 6th. The all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a dramatic new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance with options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. In 2-door and 3-door models. The new breed of Mustang for 79. Coming to your Ford dealer October 6th.
Bell System microwave stations like this are operating at near capacity. But instead of building more of them, Bell Labs and Western Electric have made many improvements which save millions of dollars. For example, this special triode, which costs less than $50, helps one station do the work of 3. And we're not just using it here, but in over 2,000 stations across the country.
Bell System technology, keeping your phone system the best in the world.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here at windy, rainy Tampa Bay. Some high winds. I understand they've been shaking our cameras around a little bit too, and we apologize for that. The elements are not making it very pleasant here in Florida. We saw that Yankees score a 23rd victory for Ron Guidry this afternoon, coming off a disappointing loss in Toronto last week. That is Jimmy DeBose, number 35 for Tampa Bay, over the 50 inside Atlanta territory, gain of about 2 on the play. Mike Lewis, number 69, the right defensive tackle, making the stop. Across the front for Atlanta, Humphrey and Merrill are the ends. Lewis and Bailey are the tackles.
Then we got an oddity here with the Bucks. They're ahead 7-2, and they haven't had a first down yet.
Well, in talking with John McKay before the game, he warned us to expect the unexpected.
Well, we've had it up here this afternoon, haven't we?
That's for sure. Anything can happen. Well, big defensive play by the Falcons. It was Brazina, number 50, slicing in there to put the stop on Ricky Bell before he got to the line of scrimmage.
Let's take a look at it. You see Bell, and here comes Brazina right up through the hold as he would read the play before it was even started. Fine defensive play, and that's the type of play that the Falcons have had all last year and this year. They're a fine, young defensive football team.
Third down, about 9 for Tampa Bay. Williams wants to go for it all. He's got a man open, and it's dropped again by Isaac Higgins. And that brings a chorus of boos from the Buccaneers fans. Twice, Williams has been right on the money, and when you call it a bomb, these are bombs he's throwing.
There's a throw, and he lays it up for a perfectly thrown football.
Rick Bias is victimized this time.
Look at that throw. Look at it right in his hands. It goes right on through. Well, it's still raining out there, Tim, but no excuse for that.
Higgins has beaten both corners now, Lawrence and Bias, but the ball has beaten him. So Tampa Bay will have to punt again. Falcons are coming, but Green gets it away. Rushed the kick, but he got a line drive that's touched and taken into the end zone. And they get him back there. That is Rickman, number 82, dropped for a safety. As Rickman had tried to field the ball outside the end zone, had to chase it in. And it was Elvis Darby, reserve tight end, putting the tackle on him.
There it is. Take a look at it. He's in the end zone. He has to bring it out. And no place to go. Nothing but orange shirts down there.
Now, what's the call upfield here? Or is there one?
I don't know. Find out. He might say that the impetus was the foot on the football when kicked in the end zone for a touchback.
Well, yes, they could rule that, but well, impetus, that is the key word, and the ball was a line drive that he just failed to field. But I can see them arguing the point here. It remains 7-2.
Wherever you may roam, you'll find our name is known. You can trust it, Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. things are getting thick and you want to start real quick, you can trust the Delco Freedom Battery. They've got the stuff when the starting's tough. You can trust the Delco. Thanks, Delco. Delco Freedom Battery. Delco Freedom. Thanks, Delco.
Next Saturday, CBS Sports Spectacular presents The Woodward, plus highlights of the equestrian three-day event World Championships. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
There's the catch, or the miscatch by Isaac Higgins, a perfectly thrown ball by Williams. Higgins thought he had the football, and it went right through his arms.
Well, just to explain again what happened here, there's no score for Tampa Bay, and the crowd is a little surly about that fact. The rule says the impetus of the ball is from the kicker, and that took it into the end zone, even though it had indeed been touched by Billy Rickman of Atlanta. And so the score remains 7-2. And the Atlanta Falcons starting 1st and 10 on a normal touchback from their own 20. And a 5-yard gain there by Bubba Bean will make it 2nd and 5. So a break for the Falcons there, and the 5-point differential remains with Tampa Bay on top. Well, we've had some unusual happenings here so far, and we have 9:45 remaining in the first half. Bean and Stanback are the running backs. Slot formation right. Bubba Bean behind Dave Scott and Mike Ken out to the 30-yard line, and will have the first down yardage. Stopped there by Richard Wood and Dave Pear. Pear, number 76, Wood, number 54. First down, Atlanta. They wanted to run, and they have been able to do it on a couple of series. Bad things keep happening to them.
Rivas and Schumacher at that time provided some good blocking for that runner.
Rickman and Wallace Francis are the wide receivers. Bartkowski, play action, swings it out for Stanback, little screen. He's got two good blocks and gets out to the 44-yard line. Good play for the Falcons.
That was a fine call by Bartkowski, and let's take a look at it right here. There it is, the fake to the fullback, Bubba Bean coming up in the middle. There's the throw, looks to the outside. Thrown perfectly, and some good interference out front for him. Good run by Stanback.
Mike Washington, Dewey Selman combining on the tackle. Another first down for Atlanta. First down pass play, and intercepted. Yes, Dewey Selman. Dewey Selman. He hesitated to see if they were going to rule whether it had hit the ground or not. Selman making a diving catch off the tip.
There's a throw to Alfred Jackson right there. Jackson doesn't look like he doesn't even go for the ball. The ball is thrown a little high. And just watch the reception right here as he tries to come in for it. And it's an interception.
Boy, that's a fine athlete. It was tipped by Mark Cotney, the safety. And you saw Dewey Selman show what an athlete he is at 6'1", 250. And so Tampa Bay has the ball, first down.
Inside Firestone's newest 721 radial are two belts of steel cord. In each cord, 10 strands of high-strength steel. 7 strands around 2, wrapped by 1. 721. Because it's a metric radial, it can use more air, so you use less gas. We call it the Fuel Fighter, designed to save you more gas than any steel-belted radial tire Firestone has ever built. Firestone's newest 721, the Fuel Fighter.
United we fly. Where might you be going with that?
Same place you're going, Father. I'll check it straight through for you. You better hurry.
Man, it looks like I got about an hour yet, eh?
More like 10 minutes, I'm afraid. Gonna see you're satisfied.
At United, we give you all we've got. Take off to touchdown.
Working together.
We built the largest airline in the free world.
Round you, my friend.
You wouldn't be spoiling me now, would you?
We're gonna try.
The lights have been on here in Tampa Stadium since prior to the game, and we have been playing in the rain. It is 7-2, the Bucks. And they have first down following the interception by Dewey Selman. Elvis Darby in at tight end for the Bucks. Straight ahead is Jimmy DuBose. Another flag is down. He got out to the 45-yard line, a gain of close to 6 on the play. And it looks like it's going to be against the Bucs. It is.
Another holding play. That's hurting the Bucs all afternoon. They've had quite a few penalties in this first half.
Lehman Bennett sends in the pass rush defense. He's got Bowina, number 74, into the game. And extra linebackers, Dewey McClain, number 52.
Holding, number 88, offense, first down.
Holding call against Giles, a tight end. 1st and 20, back at the 29-yard line. Drop play to Bose and shakes out of there. Bose, good coverage in the secondary, or he could have had a lot more as he slipped through the arms of tacklers at the line of scrimmage and got to the 37.
Well, let's watch the move by DeBose. He starts up the middle, then breaks back to the outside, and some good heads-up defensive play by the secondary. Only stopped him. There we see it again. A different angle.
Rick Bias finally the man to bring him down, and it is 2nd and 12. Williams to throw, sideliner intended for Larry Mucker, incomplete. Bias on the coverage, number 38. 3rd down. We have 7:10 remaining, first half. Rain still falling. It looks like we may get a little lighter sky over to the east.
Williams with 1 completion and 6 attempts for a -1 yard. After 2 long touchdown bombs dropped.
Isaac Higgins victimized on those. John McKay is in at wide receiver now. Williams is sacked, gets the ball off, and it's short of the intended target, Bell. And Williams showing a little strength there. Boy, he had a guy all wrapped around him, Jeff Merrow, but still managed to throw the ball off just to prevent the loss.
The safety blitz on this, I think that was number 27, Pridemore.
Right you are.
And he was coming from center field. He just did a head start on the run, but Williams was able to get the ball off, fortunately.
So the Bucs will have to punt. Dave Green standing at his own 9-yard line. Deep man is Alfred Jackson. Good punt by Green. Driving Jackson back to the 30. Jackson gets to the 40, 41. And Atlanta again will have pretty good field position, but they have not been able to do a whole lot with that so far. Well, next Sunday here on CBS, some more NFL regional action for you. The Minnesota Vikings will be back here at Tampa Bay looking for revenge. The Giants, who are winning their game today 17-0 in the second period over San Francisco, will be in Atlanta against the Falcons. St. Louis at Miami. And then Detroit will be at Green Bay. The Rams at New Orleans. Philadelphia at Baltimore. All next Sunday here on CBS. Consult your local listings for the game and time in your area. Haskell stand back. Behind the right guard side, and the blocking of Bubba Bean picked up 3, maybe 4 on the play. Dave Lewis, outside linebacker number 57, made the tackle for Tampa.
That was a 46-yard punt and a 12-yard return on that last one. Pretty good hang time as well.
Second down, 5 to go. Stand back, trying the right tackle side. Looks like he has the first down. Stand back having a good afternoon. Richard Wood on the tackle, number 54. First down, Atlanta. Well, they got lots of time here, Johnny. If they could get the score, they'd be ahead at the half if they can grind it out here. 5:29 remaining.
Atlanta has been moving the football on the ground, and of course, Bartkowski has not fared too well throwing the football. There's one where he threw just too hard to be able to catch that. That ball is a little damp. But he hasn't fared too well throwing the football, and they have been moving the ball on the ground.
Stanback, who couldn't handle that pass, it was overthrown, has rushed 13 times for 68 yards. Here in the first half, he's having himself a real fine day. Dallas has scored on a run by Tony Dorsett to close the gap against St. Louis to 10-7, 6:23 remaining in the half. St. Louis in front by 3. Rickman and Alfred Jackson are the wide receivers. Jackson on the near side. Stanback and Bean the running backs. 2nd and 10 from the 49 of Tampa Bay. Bartkowski got time. And incomplete, almost picked off by Jarris White, intended for Rickman. Double coverage over there again on him with the linebacker Lewis back in the play.
Again, Bartkowski making up his mind. Actually, as he went by and set up, there was 2 men over there on the defender, and the man closest to the football was one of the defenders. He made up his mind to throw the football there regardless, which he shouldn't do. And we mentioned his career has been shortened at times because of injuries in '76 and injuries in '77, and he doesn't have as much experience as you would think for a man going into his 4th year.
3rd and 10. Let's see if Steve can come up with one here. Johnny will be talking to Steve Bartkowski at halftime, by the way. Bartkowski scrambling out of there now, lost his balance and got back only to the line of scrimmage. To make sure he got no farther, safety Curtis Jordan, number 25, was there. So Atlanta will have to punt again. John James stands at his own 36-yard line. Higgins and Mucker will be the receivers for Tampa Bay at the 10-yard line. Bucks lead it 7-2. The only touchdown scored by cornerback Mike Washington, picking up a blocked field goal try. A rolling snap. James gets it away. Good work by the punter. Fine punt. And it just rolls into the end zone. I mean, it just rolled in. One turn over that goal line, or the Bucks would have had to start from the 1-inch line. Instead, it comes out to the 20. The Monday Night Fun starts at WKRP in Cincinnati, the radio station that rocks and rolls with laughter. That's here on CBS. Monday night, then Carol O'Connor, Christy McNichol, and Bette Midler are in the spotlight on People with Phyllis George. And those 3 Monday night favorites, MASH, One Day at a Time, and Lou Grant, wrap up television's top Monday lineup. Funny show, that WKRP in Cincinnati. I saw the first one last week. Really got a kick out of it. Johnny Davis is in at running back, and a mishandled snap by Doug Williams, and he got enough of it to cover it. And that's all. He'll lose a yard on the play. Robert Pennywell, the middle linebacker, 3rd-year man from Grambling, that on top of him, and they were briefly teammates there. That same school, Williams and Pennywell.
Williams asking for a dry ball, and of course they throw one in and out every play in order to keep the ball dry, so we don't have too many missed snaps by the center up to the quarterback.
You can see number 64, Greg Horton. He's a recent acquisition in a trade from the Rams for draft choices. They have high hopes for him, a 3rd-year man from Colorado at right guard, replacing Dan Medlin. John McKay said he'd get some work today. Cutback play, gains only a couple. It was Davis, and in there to spill him was Kuykendall, number 54, linebacker, and number 74, Fawina, Wilson Fawina, the Samoan from San Jose State.
Third down, about 9 yards to go.
Jimmy DeBoe's back in the ball game at running back, number 35, replacing the rookie from Alabama, Davis. Ricky Bell, number 42, the other running back. They moved DeBoe right up behind the line of scrimmage. Now Williams, incomplete. Intended for John McKay, the sideline, a little overthrown. It looked like he rushed that one.
Well, he threw the ball very hard. That almost took McKay right out of bounds with a football. he does have a tendency to throw the ball extremely hard. That's something that, again, will come with experience, where he will be able to judge his speed and get the ball there, anticipate the man's break a little bit before he throws the football, so he doesn't have to throw it so hard.
So it's 4th down, Tampa Bay. Alfred Jackson for the Falcons, standing at his own 42, awaiting the punt from Green. Another good kick. Both these punters are doing well. A flag is down. Jackson eludes one man. Now trying to get wide, cannot do it. Loose ball. It is Tampa Bay ball. Tampa Bay ball.
There's some good hard hitting going on down there, Tim, which caused that ball to be coughed up, but we do have a flag on the play.
Rick Bonas was the man who put the heavy hit on him, number 53, reserve linebacker. But the flag appears to be against the Buccaneers. They may have had somebody downfield a little early on the punt. Let's wait and see. Referee Gordon McCarter will make the call. We've got 2:42 remaining first half, still 7-2. Only touchdown, as we mentioned, scored on a long run, 79 yards by Mike Washington off a blocked field goal. Green will have to punt from his end zone now.
Holding, number 87, kicking team before the kick. 4th down.
Larry Mucker called for holding prior to the kick, and thus the 10-yard penalty, and thus Green standing in the end zone now to kick it out. And again, good field position opportunity for Atlanta, especially since they had fumbled on the previous play and had lost the ball to Tampa.
We have 2:42 remaining in the ball game, and Tampa still is without a first down.
Another fine kick by Green, all the way back to the 30-yard line. Rickman, good run, flag down. Rickman gets to the 47 on a good return, because he could have been trapped back near his own 30. Billy Rickman fielding that punt after Jenkins had fumbled the previous try. Actually fumbled it after he was hit.
I believe we have a penalty on the flag. It could be clipping.
The discussion by the Zebras, as they have come to be known. I don't like that too much either.
I don't blame it.
Well, I tell you, we've seen a lot of flags here. Illegal procedure on the punt. Clipping against Atlanta.
The play is nullified. Repeat, 4th down.
There's the clip right here. We see it right there. I believe it was number... I can't see him going down.
Not sure. Not sure. Could be Giles, 88.
Anyway, you saw the good clip. It was a good call by the official. One against Tampa, one against Atlanta. We'll bring the ball back again.
Well, Dave Green's getting some punting practice on this series. 2:29 to go. We've seen more yellow flags out there than we've seen good running plays.
You know, John McKay may not have been wrong, Tim. And we asked him today, this morning, what he was going to do today. He said he's going to run a little bit, he's going to pass a little bit, and he's going to punt a whole lot.
That's certainly following the game plan beyond reproach, because here's Green again. I tell you, he's been punting it well, but that one comes up a little bit shorter. Now a Tampa bounce to the 45. Another flag down. And it was Alfred Jackson fielding that punt. He was tackled by Darby and Mucker. And let's see what this one's all about. He got to the 49-yard line of Atlanta.
I think it's on Edgar Fields, number 77, if we can see it right here. He's coming in. There you see the clip. That's just a stupid play on Fields' part. The man's back was to him. You just kind of stay away from him and let the runner go on his own. Stupid play by Edgar Fields to get the clip.
Well, Atlanta gets to keep the ball. That's progress of a sort. And they will start from their 30. Well, they got to mark it off yet. Let's see where the infraction occurred. Now they're going to put it down there at the 34-yard line.
That was a 44-yard punt and a 4-yard return.
Personal foul, clipping number 77 receivers during the return. First down.
That was Edgar Fields, number 77, as Johnny Unitas described it to you. So the Falcons finally get to play a little football here. They have first down at the 33. It's a good thing they've got the lights on. I think they're going to need them before this game is over, Johnny. Between the lightning that delayed the start of the game and all the penalties, we're going to be here a while. 2:18 to play first half. Slot formation left. Atlanta with the ball. Bartkowski got time up the middle and incomplete. Intended for Wallace Francis, number 89. On the coverage was Curtis Jordan, number 25.
Fine play by Curtis Jordan as he and the ball got there at the same time. Bartkowski getting some fine time to throw the football, looking for his receiver. As you see, here he comes. He and the ball got there at the same time. Number 25, Curtis Jordan.
Jordan starting for the injured Cedric Brown, who's out with a rib injury. Doing the job so far. Second down. High formation. Pitch to Stanback. Stanback gets a good block, cuts inside, picked up maybe 3 on the play. Charlie Hanna, left defensive end, and Dewey Selman, the inside left linebacker, made the tackle. Hanna, second-year man from Alabama, has been keeping Wally Chambers on the bench, except in situations where they want the extra pass rush. Chambers coming over from the Bears, figured to be the starter at that position. So we have 2 minutes remaining here, first half, with the score still remaining. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers 7, the Atlanta Falcons 2.
Fred, we got a new page 1 here.
Making sure the news gets out is what my job's about. Now it's all behind. Got blue ribbon on my mind. I've got Pabst blue ribbon on my mind. More and more lately I find
The premium taste of Pabst. It's a lot to look forward to.
I've got Pabst blue ribbon on my mind.
Coming October 6th, a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79, with more front and rear seat room, more driver convenience, more handling ease, and more window area than last year's LTD. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
Test drive the new LTD October 6th at Ford dealers across the country.
Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas, and we are still trying to complete the first half here. We've just been told that punting sequence in which Dave Green got to kick it 3 times took 6 minutes to complete. And Atlanta has the ball, third down, and big play situation here. They've had a couple of good drives early, blunted by an interception, and then good defense that led to a field goal try, but they have not been able to move the ball since. They have time here to go ahead at the half if they can keep it alive. They need this one here, Bartkowski. Stanback can handle. He was going nowhere anyway. It's incomplete. Right on the coverage was Cecil Johnson, the linebacker, number 56. Stanback's only hope, I think, Johnny, would have been to make a real good move away from Johnson to get first down.
That ball must be a hot potato. Higgins drops 2 touchdowns, and these guys have been dropping them all afternoon. It's either very, very wet or just too hot to handle.
Higgins and Mucker await the punt from John James, who's standing at his own 21-yard line. These 2 teams came in with solid defenses and problem offenses, and that has been the tenor of the game so far. They came in with some good punters. Look at this one.
Tampa hasn't made a first down the whole first half.
Higgins is knocked out of bounds at the 23-yard line after another superlative punt from John James. Dewey McClain made the tackle on him, knocking him out of bounds. And as you can see on CBS Tuesday night, The Paper Chase. And then the CBS Tuesday Night Movies features 1 in a million. And that is the Ron LaFleur story. From a prison cell to an all-star Major League outfielder, Ron LaFleur of Detroit. It's a moving drama you'll want to see, and some people who saw previews of it said it's just excellent. That's on the CBS Tuesday Night Movies.
Last punt was 52 yards, an 11-yard return.
Great punt by James. First down, Buccaneers. Ricky Bell, number 42, the #1 pick a year ago out of USC. Got maybe a yard and a half on the play. 2 yards. We'll call it 2nd and 8. 1:29 remaining. Dewey McClain playing in Kuykendall's outside spot. Made the tackle, number 52. Jim Obradovich comes in at tight end, replacing Giles, number 88. Hagan's in the slot. McKay wide right. DuBose and Bell the running backs for Tampa Bay. DuBose, nowhere to go. Lateral pursuit by the Falcons, and he got maybe a yard. Kuykendall made the tackle. Number 54. And so it is 3rd down and 6. And we've got a timeout on the field with 50 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the score is still 7-2. Tampa Bay, the last gasp opportunity to lengthen their 5-point lead. And while we have the timeout, a reminder the next weekend on the Sports Spectacular, a couple of fine events live from Belmont Park. The Woodward should feature, we hope, a rematch between Seattle Slew and Affirm. Seattle Slew beating the Triple Crown champion of this past year in their first outing against each other. And the taped highlights from the World 3-Day Equestrian Championships, which took place in Lexington, Kentucky. And you'll see the stadium jumping highlighted, and very rugged equestrian competition next Saturday at 5 Eastern, 4 Central, here on CBS, the Sports Spectacular. Slot formation left for the Bucs on 3rd down. Doug Williams gone all the way at quarterback, the rookie from Grambling. This is DuBose, and nowhere to go is Kuykendall, number 54. Put the good ankle tackle on him. He got maybe 3 yards on the play. 43 seconds remaining as time is called. Green will come in to punt it. So Atlanta will have at least one shot. Jackson back to receive. Dave Green brought in a 42.3 average on 25 punts. First 3 games. Bucs 1-2 coming off the victory over Minnesota. Atlanta 1-2 coming off a loss against Cleveland.
So far, the best offense for the Bucs has been the punting game.
That's right. That's right. Both these punters have done their job today. I'm afraid Dave Green's going to get a sore leg, though.
Some argument down there. One of the Falcons hollered and he was pulled offside. He looked like he may have jumped over.
Well, there was no flag thrown.
No.
A little discussion down there with referee McCarter.
Come along with me. We want to talk this over, he said. Oh, we get another guy in. Come on.
Yeah, let's
get one more.
Gord McCarter is...
We got a card game going.
Tony Kramer, the umpire, was the first man called in for consultation. Gord McCarter there with his arms folded, getting all of the opinions. Jerry Seaman, the head linesman, got in on the play, and let's see what the word is here.
There is no foul. There's no normal ball adjustment. The players have been explained to me.
Normal ball adjustment. It may have been that the center snapper, who was Dana Knapziger, a linebacker, may have turned the ball over, and that's what Atlanta objected to. Just got it away. They had the rush on. He got a great kickoff. Jackson driven back to the 15, slides out to the 22. And there are 34 seconds remaining here in the first half for Atlanta to try and do something from there. Bill Kolar on the tackle. We mentioned Nafziger, the man doing the snapping. That's because last week, Charlie Hanna, the defensive end who does the snapping, was the unfortunate gentleman who snapped it about 34 yards over the head of the field goal kicker Neil O'Donoghue, which isn't easy. He stands 6'6", and led to that wild scramble, forcing Tampa Bay to come up with a good defensive effort against the Vikings late in the game, preserving their victory. First down, Atlanta.
Green just kicked out with 54 yards for a 6-yard return.
Stanback, good running, picks up 11 yards and a first down. Haskell, Stanback. Jarris White, the left corner, coming back to get him. 23 seconds, time ticking. And the Falcons have no timeouts remaining, so they got to keep it going here. They've got a couple called. Deep for the tight end, Mitchell, and intercepted by Curtis Jordan, number 25. Fine catch on the interception. A three-man collision down there. Mitchell took a shot, and also Jarris White, the corner, number 45, as all three of them colliding, and Jordan coming down with the ball.
Let's watch Bartkowski trying to throw that little seam pass to the tight end. As you see Mitchell, there goes Curtis Jordan on the interception. A fine catch by Jordan, keeping his eye on the ball at all times.
So Tampa Bay with 5 seconds remaining.
What do you think
have
this
shot.
This one, huh?
Yeah, I can make this call. Well, as that, it's incomplete. Almost picked off by the Falcons down near the goal line, and that'll finish the half. So we have had somewhat unusual 30 minutes of professional football here at Tampa Bay Stadium. Under the lights, in the rain, which has since subsided. A couple of long bombs from Doug Williams to Isaac Higgins. It could have been Tampa touchdown stopped. A good Atlanta drive stopped by an interception in the end zone early. And then a field goal blocked and a touchdown scored on the run back of the block. And a safety scored off the blocked punt. We had another punt that looked like it was going to be a safety. Turned out not to be because of our old friend Impetus. So we've had a lot of stuff here, but it's only 7-2. We'll be back.
Here in Atlanta, we call our football team the Falcons. We call our town the Gateway to the South and the Big Peach. Hi, I'm Alfred Jenkins, and this is Stone Mountain just outside of Atlanta. A smooth granite dome estimated to be 294 million years old, older than the Himalayas. On its sheer face is the largest man-made sculpture in the world, 50 years in the making. It takes time to change the face of a mountain. Here in Atlanta, we're changing the face of our community, and United Way is part of that change. On this job site, the Atlanta Urban League is placing women and blacks in jobs that haven't always been open to them. Margaret Lang is an apprentice carpenter. She'll be going on to a well-paid, skilled job. Today, we're building a new community. That's one of the ways the United Way works in Atlanta. It works in your town, too. Thanks to you, it works for all of us, the United Way.
The preceding announcement was brought to you as a public service by the National Football League. Well, we're ready to go here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers leading 7-2, defending to our left in their home orange jerseys, Atlanta to our right in white. They'll be receiving here. And kicking it off is Neil O'Donoghue, 6'6" kicker from Auburn University in Dublin, Ireland. Ball fumbled momentarily and brought up field to the 23-yard line. And that was Ray Strong, number 25, rookie running back, getting out to the 25, where the Falcons will start and try to get the go-ahead points. They only need a touchdown to go ahead here, even unconverted, but they have not been able to keep an offense going. 3 interceptions for Bartkowski in the first half. Mike Washington, Dewey Selman, Curtis Jordan picking them off. Washington in the end zone when the Falcons had a real good drive going early. Bean and Stanback are the running backs. Bartkowski, quarterback here. Stanback, and he got about 13, maybe 14 yards and a first down. Stanback having himself quite an afternoon.
Some fine offensive blocking off the right side. Again, the Atlanta Falcons continue to run that right side. And we see Stanback breaking through. Curtis Jordan on attack.
Curtis Jordan and Dewey Selman giving him some help, and the Falcons going back to the run, which has worked well when they've stayed with it, and they've had problems with the passing game. In comes Dan Reisig, number 53 at center, replacing Jeff Van Note. First down, Atlanta. Ball at the 39. Bubba Bean behind right guard, picked up a couple. Well, in the first half, there's the story, a rather strange one. 9 first downs, 106 yards rushing, most of it by Stanback. Tampa Bay did not have a first down, and yet they lead in the game. Atlanta, minus 1 yard passing. Tampa Bay, 34 yards passing. And Atlanta with 105 yards in total offense, but find themselves behind on the scoreboard. 4 of 13, Bartkowski, 1 of 9 for Doug Williams, but he had those 2 dropped by Higgins. Bartkowski back to Rickman, and right there to stack it up, linebacker Cecil Johnson. Second-year man from Pittsburgh. No gain on the play.
Fine defensive play by Cecil Johnson. And Stanback so far this afternoon is having a fine day. 16 carries for 96 yards. And he's moving the football very well for Atlanta whenever he does carry.
There's another look at it. You can see Cecil Johnson on the case there, and Leroy Selman coming off from right defensive end to get in on it. So it is 3rd and still 6. Bartkowski's got time. That's complete. Bubba Bean knocked out of bounds short of the first down yardage, it appeared. Let's just wait and see if we put that marker back up. Yes, he is short by about a yard. And it was Dave Lewis, left side linebacker, number 57, putting the tackle on him, and so Atlanta will have to punt.
John James to punt for Atlanta.
That is John James. You're seeing the Tampa Bay view. This outstanding putter. It was Higgins at the 12, slipping on that now somewhat muddy turf, sliding out to the 15-yard line. Tampa Bay will start there, 1st and 10, and leading by 5 points here as we're just underway in the 3rd period in Tampa Bay.
Think you can't afford great stereo? Think again. Think of JCPenney's new MCS Series 33-watt system. Think of an incredible everyday saving of $230 when you purchase the 33-watt system as a package. Think of getting $829 worth of magnificent sound components for only $600. JCPenney's MCS Series 33-watt system. Think of the sound. Think of the service. Think of the savings. You won't have to think again.
Energy for a stronger America.
To Exxon geologists, these remote canyon landscapes aren't just scenery. They're clues to where uranium may be found. Drilling, studying rocks, and probing for radioactivity help us find the uranium that may someday provide electricity for your home. Right now, hundreds of geologists are leading Exxon's search for new deposits of uranium and other forms of energy. Energy for you and energy for a strong America.
42-yard punt by John James, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have first down at their own 15-yard line. Doug Williams, the quarterback, and we just want to correct those halftime passing stats. Tampa Bay was -1 in yardage in the first half, and we do point out that Higgins dropped 2 great passes from Doug Williams that both could have been touchdowns, and instead he was 1 for 9, and that did not really reflect his passing in the first half. Ricky Bell stopped by Mike Lewis after a gain of about 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
You know, funny thing about the Higgins dropping those passes, Tim, is that the pass is the easier ball to catch, and he's back to fielding punts, which is a more difficult ball to catch, and hasn't dropped the punch yet.
That's right. That's right. Bartkowski was 4 out of 13 first half. So neither quarterback's been able to get it together. Straight ahead is Ricky Bell, and has first down yardage, a fumble on the play, and it looks like it is Atlanta ball. So the Falcons with their biggest break of the game so far. They have a first down inside the 25. Mike Lewis had the ball.
Here comes the ball with Ricky Bell carrying the football, and there's a hit.
Roland Lawrence.
There it is. Mr. Lewis comes up with the fumble recovery. So it's 1st and 10 and a big break for Atlanta here in the second half.
Roland Lawrence, number 22, put the hit on him. Stand back. Got to about the 21-yard line. Gain of 3 on the play.
Again, Atlanta continues to run that right side. They have had a lot of success over there running the right side.
Dave Lewis made the tackle, the linebacker. That is Charlie Hanna, the left defensive end, number 73, that they seem to be working on over there. Rickman and Jackson are the wide receivers.
Trying to keep it away from Selman, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, that's right. It's easy to decide which way to run against this team. Bean and Stanback, the running backs, as Bartkowski wants to throw. He has time. Complete. Complete and out of bounds. Bubba Bean, number 44.
There's Bartkowski coming off the I formation. As you see the fake ball handling, looking downfield, wanted to go down, so I have to go back to the outside to Bubba Bean. As reception is made and a good hit right on the sideline.
Richard Wood, number 54. Right inside linebacker coming way over to get into that action. So it is 3rd down and about 4, and this is certainly the big game of the play, the big play of the game so far for Atlanta. Bartkowski fires it complete. Steve Bartkowski delivers. First down pass to Billy Rickman, number 82, the wide receiver.
This one has some authority on it. It's a quick roll, quick turnout. As we see the ball being delivered, a fine catch and a fine move to pick up the first down.
Rickman, 5'11", 172-pounder. They say he's got the best hands on the team. Not a big kid. Second-year man from Louisiana Tech. 11th pick of the Falcons last year. So now Atlanta with a chance to go ahead here. They have first down at the 11-yard line of Tampa Bay. One running back set. And it's Stanback who's buried at the line of scrimmage. That was Leroy Selman, number 63. That is no gain, maybe a loss of, no, they're going to leave it right at the line of scrimmage. You got him right at the line of scrimmage. Big Leroy.
It's tough running up that middle against this football team. Leroy Selman in there, and they don't want to go to the left. We had other Selman brothers over there, so majority of the daytime they've been running to the right side.
Second down. Pitch out, Stanback. Good hole. Stanback to the 5. Good blocking on the right side. Dewey Selman stopped him. Warren Bryant and R.C. Thielman and the tight end Jim Mitchell, number 86, doing a good job.
Some good blocking up front by Bryant and Thielman as we see Stanback coming off the outside, picking up some fine yardage.
Dewey Selman, you know, we talk a lot about both these brothers. Again, you see that great athletic ability. He had a blocker on him, Thielman, doing a pretty good job, and he's just so agile and quick. Still made the tackle.
Stanback's 19 carries, 104 yards for the day.
Third down. They have to get to the 1 to get a first down. Bartkowski, nobody open. Now back the other way. Complete touchdown. Good play by Bartkowski because those men were covered. That was Alfred Jackson, number 85. And he looked back the other way, something you talked about he hasn't been doing today.
Take a look at it right here. He finally finds Jackson, who's coming across the middle with about a step on the defender.
That was Jarris White, the cornerback, number 45. Here it is again.
Again, the Bartkowski move rolling to his outside. There's the throw. There you see Jarris White right on the offensive man, but just a step too late. Fine throw by Bartkowski.
It is 8-7. And the point after try by Steinfort is good. And so the Atlanta Falcons go ahead for the first time. Well, the second time make that. And it is 9-7 for Atlanta, and we have 9:32 remaining, third period.
Look, out on the road. It's a car. It's a Fiesta.
It's Wundercar, Ford Fiesta from Germany. With front-wheel drive and Michelin steel-belted radials for sure-footed traction. Fiesta, Wundercar. With responsive acceleration that's quick to the rescue. Fiesta, Wundercar. With the highest gas mileage rating of any German cars sold in America. Wundercar, disguised as a Fiesta.
I like it, Clark.
So do I, Lois. At your Ford dealer.
Sir, you keep this showing.
From South Carolina to North Dakota, they know what makes a state fair a great fair.
Beer makes it good.
There's just one Schlitz.
There's no debate.
Nothing else comes near.
Beer makes it good.
When you're out of Schlitz.
Schlitz makes it great.
You're out of beer.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz. Every drop chill lagered for quality since 1849.
Schlitz makes it like no other could. Schlitz makes it great.
George Ragsdale. Billy Rickman hit him there, number 82.
There's Ragsdale on
and Jim Steinke.
the kick as we're coming right up the middle. The wedge is in front of him. He finds a hole. And there's the hit. Oh, you're not going any further, baby.
Rickman and Steinke, number 20. Recent acquisition, cut earlier this season by the New York Giants. Reserve defensive back.
31,
first down.
excuse me. There's a 31-yard return on that kickoff. Oh.
Williams, they rule incomplete pass. He had some forward motion with his arm, and Williams is a little slow to get up after the hit.
They got him right in midair as he was trying to throw the football. His arm was coming forward. Let's take a look at it here as his protection breaks down. It was I formation, to fake to the offensive back. Here he comes.
Humphrey.
Claude Humphrey. He'd been doing that to quarterbacks for years. And he gave him a shot.
Now they land on him right there. Brzezina looks like the linebacker, number 50. And it may have been having the wind knocked out of him. He's up and all right. And so Doug Williams comes off. It looked like he had the wind knocked out of him on the fall by Brzezina.
How good is the investment information at your investment firm? Maybe it depends on the firm.
I think the market analysis group at our firm is top.
We have research in municipal bonds. We have it in corporate bonds, tax shelters.
We have access to opinions on over 1,000 securities within 2 minutes.
Who offers this kind of in-depth investment information? You know who. Sure, there are lots of investment firms, but there's only one, Merrill Lynch.
Pull over, Tex. Oh! Sheriff, these Monroe Radiomatics ride so smooth, you can't even tell you're speeding.
Ride good, eh?
Good. Read this.
If in 60 days you don't agree Ford Radiomatic give you the best ride ever, Monroe will replace them at no charge with any comparably priced shop.
Get it set for your car, Sheriff.
Yeah. Sure will, boys. Say, Tex, what's a car?
Ron Liebman and Patrick O'Neill star in the exciting premiere of Kaz.
I'm going to have to ask that all of this be put back on the record.
I'll settle with you later.
Premiering Sunday at 10, 9 Central and Mountain.
Larry Mucker comes into the game, replacing John McKay, the coach's son, wide receiver. Gary Huff is the quarterback, replacing Doug Williams, who came off with a minor injury, and Ricky Bell is the ball carrier, got maybe a yard before he is swarmed under by the middle of the Atlanta line. Bailey and Mike Lewis, the tackles converging on him, and out goes Huff, and in comes Williams, along with Isaac Higgins at wide receiver.
Williams is 1 for 11 for a -1 yard and no interceptions and 2 drop balls.
Yeah, that could have made a big difference in his stats, certainly in terms of yardage, because they were long throws.
It'll make a lot of difference in the score, too.
That's right.
6 sprinting them all over.
Third down, 8 yards to go. Williams, that's a time, drills it up the middle, complete at the 50 to Higgins. First down, Tampa Bay.
That's second completion in the first down for Tampa Bay as Williams comes back into the football game looking for a receiver. Plenty of time. Ball's thrown low, fine reception.
Frank Reed on the coverage, number 28. Quickly through the baseball scores. Boston and Toronto are still tied at 6 in the bottom of the 13th inning. New York has defeated Cleveland 4-0. If Boston can win that game, they'll be a game back. If they lose it, they're 2 behind. Williams throwing on first down. Incomplete. Off the target that time, turning his receiver around. It was wide open. That was Larry Mucker, number 87.
Well, he had him open. He was down in that split the zone area. He was just a little bit behind him with the football. Mucker trying to make a fine catch, was not able to get back to it.
In the National Baseball League, the Phillies beat the Mets 8-2 today. Montreal shut out Pittsburgh 4-0, and so the Pirates are 4 back. Of course, they've got a big 4-game series coming up with the Phillies next weekend at Philadelphia. So there's a complete update on the baseball picture this afternoon. 2nd and 10. Williams under heat, deep for Higgins, and incomplete. He would have been out of bounds had he caught it. Frank Reed got a hand on it in any event for Atlanta. 3rd down. Higgins has put on a lot of mileage today. He's going to have to get a new pair of shoes without any success. Flag down evidently back at the line of scrimmage. So maybe 3rd and longer. But apparently it's going to be against the Buccaneers. 10 yards, holding call evidently.
Number 35, offense. Repeat 2nd down.
2nd down, make it, of course. 2nd and 20. And Detroit at Seattle. We are told now the Lions lead Seattle 16-7 in the 3rd period at Seattle's Kingdome. Morris Owens in the game for the first time at wide receiver, number 85. Williams shakes off one tackler and throws incomplete, intended for the tight end Giles. And he was under pressure from the linebacker, number 52, Dewey McClain, and the defensive end, number 75, Jeff Merrill. Now it'll be 3rd down.
Just trying to get rid of that football down the middle. He was was in a grasp. Someone had him back there, and he was just throwing it downfield and away from everyone so as not to lose the yardage.
There's Doug Williams, first pick by Tampa this year from Grambling. Big young man, 6'4", 215 pounds. Higgins and McKay now the wide receivers. John McKay, the head coach, starting to really rotate his wide receivers around as the Bucs are throwing the ball more this series. Passing situation, up quickly, complete. It'll be well short of the first down. That was Higgins. Gain of about 12. It'll be 4th down, however.
Atlanta on the blitz. Williams knows he has to get rid of the football. It's a fine catch by Higgins. They'd love to have that about the 1st or 2nd quarter.
7:17 remaining, 3rd period. Atlanta leads it 9-7. The only offensive touchdown scored on the pass from Bartkowski to Alfred Jackson from 5 yards out following a fumble recovery by Mike Lewis. Dave Green hits it from his own 43-yard line. A punt that lands at the 1 and goes into the end zone and out. So it'll be 1st down for the Falcons at their own 20 when play resumes with 6:55 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. And Atlanta now leading by 2 as they did early in the game.
Here's 100 years of tradition coming at you.
Here comes the king.
Here comes the king. Here comes the big number 1.
Here comes the king.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to none.
When you say Bud, the king is coming. Let's hear the call. When you say Bud, you've said it all. When you say Bud, you've said it all.
All kinds of people, more than 1 million a day, keep their lives moving on by making a stop along the way at Golf, the stop that keeps keeps America going.
Now there's one more reason to stop at Gulf. A motor oil so good you change only once a year or after 15,000 miles, whichever comes first. New Gulf Pride Multi-G. A lot of protection from Gulf.
Gulf, the stop that keeps America going.
St. Louis still in front of Dallas. They're now in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals 12, Dallas 7. Wouldn't it be something if the Cardinals beat Dallas for Bud Wilkinson's first NFL victory?
St. Louis hadn't had a win yet.
47-yard punt by Dave Green has Atlanta first down at their own 20, following the touchback. Haskell Stanback, 104 yards today. Ricky Patton is in there at halfback at the moment. That is Bubba Bean straight ahead, and did not get a whole lot.
Dave Pierce, 76, making that tackle, and he's very, very quick playing over that center. That offensive, the defensive middle of the Bucks is very difficult to run against. The Falcons have had more success going to the right all afternoon. I assume that they will continue to do that.
Bartkowski passing has improved. He's up to 9 for 17, 59 yards, but he has had 3 intercepted, but he's just looked sharper here in the second half. 2nd and 8. Play action. That's complete. Good play. That is 85. Alfred Jackson on the reception. He caught the touchdown pass. And a flag down back in the backfield. That was a 15-yard gain. 16-yard gain. It looks like it's going to be wiped out. Let's wait and see, however. Warren Bryant, number 66, has got some advice for referee Gordon McCarter here as to how the play should be called. Warren looking down somewhat at the referee from his 6'6" height. Gordon is not intimidated, however. We have another Summit Conference going on out here. I think these officials want to be very sure these days. There have been a lot of funny calls in the first few games of the season. They have been under fire, so to speak.
Sorry, folks, the mixed jersey colors. The defense, use of the hands was legal. There is no foul. Play.
Well, now it takes a big man to admit his mistake. There's a mix-up in the jersey colors. It can happen to the announcers, too. And nobody's perfect, and I think that's just great, Gordon. Way to go. Let's have a little round of applause for the... how come the crowd didn't applaud him?
There's something about a boo, whatever that meant.
Yeah, they were going to call it against Tampa Bay. It sounded like, but they got the jersey colors wrong. So play continues. First down on the 16-yard gain. Ricky Patton picked up about 4 on the play. Cecil Johnson and Dewey Selman on the tackle.
Well, Tim, we talked about the Selman brothers being everywhere last year. Both boys were credited with making 277 defensive plays. So that's being all over the field.
They are busy earning their money. 2nd and 7. Falcons lead by 2, 9-7. Ricky Patton, the rookie from Jackson State, barrels out close to the 45-yard line. Dave Lewis, left side linebacker, number 57 on the tackle. It'll be 3rd and about a yard. And as Johnny Unitas has pointed out, the running success by Atlanta today, which has been considerable against this tough Tampa Bay defense, has been to that left side of the Tampa Bay, the right side for Atlanta, of course. 3rd and 1.
Thielman and Bryant are doing a very fine job of moving the defense out of the way and picking up some good yardage. Stanback, as we mentioned before, had 104, and most of it are over the right side.
Ricky Patton again, and they cut him off this time. Safety Mark Cotney, number 33, blitzing, and coming in through the hole to put the drop on Ricky Patton. And so Atlanta will be forced to punt as the Buccaneers rise up and stop the drive. John James into punt. And this just in, as they say on the news programs. In the fourth period, Robert Newhouse has scored for Dallas, and they have gone in front of St. Louis 14-12 with 13:20 remaining in regulation time. Meanwhile, the Giants now lead San Francisco 27-3 in the third period at Giant Stadium. Higgins and Mucker are the big men, and we have had a delay of game, or we have had another infraction along the line. Let's see. The snapper is Dana Nafziger, and not Nafziger, pardon me. For Atlanta, it is Dan Reisig, 53, and he may have moved the ball because it was wet. We had this similar situation earlier, Johnny.
Well, the defender made a move, the offensive man made a move,
the man did not break a three-point stance. His movement was legal. There is no foul.
Movement is legal, and so there's no penalty. Reisig gets ready again. Low snap again, dug out by James. Still gets a good punt away. Outstanding performer. That is Larry Mucker, hit immediately by number 53. And that is Paul Reisig, the center. And so Tampa Bay will start from their own 20-yard line. First and 10. Next weekend here on CBS, the World Series of Golf, 3:30 Saturday, 4 o'clock Sunday. Live coverage from the Firestone Country Club in Akron, Ohio. The top golfers in the world competing in a season-ending championship. Jack Nicklaus, the winner of the Tournament Players Championship and the British Open. Gary Player, Masters champion. Lanny Watkins, World Series champion of a year ago. Bruce Litsky and Andy North. They'll all be there. You'll see it on CBS. Ricky Bell pounds out to the 25-yard line. There's that 14-12 Dallas score in the fourth period. St. Louis had been leading throughout that game. Now they're behind as the Cowboys come alive. Detroit leading Seattle 16-14 as Jim Zorn had just passed to Steve Largent for the Seahawks to cut that margin. Second and 6. Tampa Bay, Ricky Bell. Dropped by Jim Bailey, number 72. Left defensive tackle, shooting in there to drop him near the line of scrimmage, about a yard back. Flag down. We have had a ton of penalties today.
Oh, some of them didn't even count either, did they?
That's right, and some that weren't. This is holding against Tampa Bay, so they'll be second and 15.
Number 88, offense, repeat, second down.
Jimmy Giles, the guilty party.
Ricky Bell has 8 carries for 25 yards. And Du Bois is 6 carries for 24. For the Bucks.
Second and 15. Williams wants to throw. Deep for Higgins. And he can't hold on as Roland Lawrence got up there in time to make it a little more difficult for Higgins this time. But again, he had Lawrence beat.
Higgins had a step on, but let's watch the play by Roland Lawrence as Williams gets ready to throw the football, and he lofts it very, very deeply. Higgins is down under. He's got it right in the middle. Watch the play by Lawrence as he comes up over his shoulder, right there. Just enough to take Higgins' eye off the football.
So it is third down. Well, 3 times now. The combination of Williams and Higgins has put together a beautiful looking pass play, but they have not been able to make it click. Morris Owens and Larry Mucker now the wide receivers. 3:03 remaining third period. Atlanta leads at 9-7. Williams incomplete, intended for Ricky Bell. Well covered on the play. The pass behind him nonetheless. We've had 10 penalties called. As Johnny mentioned, a few others that looked like they were going to be and weren't. But Tampa's picked up 6 for 53 yards and Atlanta 4 for 35. That's our unofficial count on that score. It seems like more than 10 penalties, but I guess it's those ones that turned out not to be penalties.
Should have penalized officials for delay of the game on a couple of them.
Dave Green standing on the goal line, hits it from the 5, nearly blocked by Fields, taken at the 49-yard line by Alfred Jackson, and he works his way to the 42 of Tampa Bay. So again, the Falcons in good field position. Bill Kolar made the tackle, number 77. And next week, here on CBS, these NFL regional games will be coming into various areas. Minnesota at Tampa Bay. Chance for the Vikings to gain revenge for last week's loss. The Giants in Atlanta against these Falcons, and St. Louis will be in Miami. Detroit at Green Bay. The Rams will be in New Orleans, and Philadelphia will be at Baltimore. So check your local listings for the game and time in your area. Tim Ryan and Johnny Unitas here at Tampa Bay, where the weather is getting a little better. Not exactly sunshine. In fact, shortly it'll be moonshine here in Tampa. Long game. Bartkowski, incomplete. First down try to Rickman. Overthrown and out of bounds, and Rickman a little slow to get up. Like he slipped and landed rather heavily. Cecil Johnson on the coverage. Second down.
Bartkowski's been going mainly to his outside people and not coming to Mitchell, Jimmy Mitchell, who's an outstanding receiver. He certainly doesn't have the speed he once did, but once he gets his hand on the football, he can run with it. I would expect that he would possibly come back to him sometime in the near future, maybe next week, the week after.
Wide right is Jackson, wide left is Rickman. This is Stanback. He's been the bulk of the offense for Atlanta. Gets inside the 40 to the 39. Dave Pear and Charlie Hanna combined to pull him down. Haskell Stanback, one of those underrated running backs. He had 873 yards rushing last year, and hardly anybody outside of his immediate family noticed. Good running back.
We'd be giving some credit to the offensive line on the right side over there. Beelman and Bryant. Can't forget Jim Mitchell, who is a tight end, who does make the running attack goes well, too, from that right tight end position.
Third down, about 8 to go. Big play here. They got the ball in good field position. The blitz is on. It's complete. And did he get the first down? Close enough to go for it on fourth. If he didn't, that was Billy Rickman. Forced out by Lewis, a linebacker, number 57. Let's see where they spot the ball. Well, Bartkowski really picked up the blitz well here, Johnny. You got to, as a quarterback, like him on this play.
Right here, as you see Bartkowski moving to. Here comes a hit. Curtis Jordan there. There's the throw. See if he got the first down.
Look at Rickman looking for it, too, there.
Well, he's got his foot right on it.
Yeah, they're going to measure it right over there at the sideline. I don't think they'd punt in this situation if they only needed an inch. That's what it's going to be. How many? 2 inches. Well, I don't want to put Benton on the spot, but 9-7. You're leading by 2. You've got a little momentum going here. What do you think, Johnny?
Well, I tell you what, the way the defense for Atlanta has been playing, I don't see why you don't go for it at this position. They haven't. The Bucs have not moved the ball at all against the Atlanta Falcon defense, so I think it's worth the gamble right here.
Well, they sent in James Wright, another tight end here for extra blocking on this 4th and short. Just need a couple inches. And they're going from the 32-yard line of Tampa Bay. Atlanta leads by 2, 9-7. They led early in the game on a safety, 2-0. Fell behind on a blocked field goal that went for a Tampa touchdown. Bean and Stanback are the running backs. Bartkowski, the big guy, and it looked like he fumbled the ball. He retained possession, but he bobbled it at the snap. Did he fall far enough to get the first down?
It looked like he made it to me. I don't know whether he was ready to take the snap or not. It didn't look like he was completely ready. He had lost the ball when it hit his hand.
Well, you want to be kind to a young quarterback, but fourth and short quarterback sneak. It's not the best play to have a fumble occur there, to say the least. Now they're going to have to measure again. Let's hope for Steve's sake here that they got it. Uh-oh. They lost about 4 inches on the play. Tampa Bay takes over at their own 33-yard line.
There you see Steve going down for the football. He just fumbled the ball. Never had a real handle on it. He tried to go as far as he could, but he couldn't even get up to the line of scrimmage. He still doesn't have the football, you see.
Quarterbacks Union's going to send him a note of sympathy, I'd say, for that one, John.
I know how he feels.
So Tampa Bay takes over. DeBose and Bell are running backs. Atlanta's still in front, 9-7. 1:50 remaining, third period. Ricky Bell got back to the line of scrimmage, ran into the front of that line, and Jeff Yates seeing some time at the tackle position, along with Jim Bailey, number 72, made the stop. Now Fawina comes in. There's a look at Doug Williams' day-to-day. Not too distinguished, but he has had some beauties dropped on him.
Seems like whoever Atlanta puts in that defensive line position, they do a tremendous job.
Good defensive team, both these clubs. Well-deserved reputations. Play action. Williams got a man open. Higgins can't one-hand it. Ball a little bit overthrown. On the coverage was Tom Pridemore, the rookie safety, playing in Ray Easterling's spot. Easterling gone for the season. Third down and 8.
There's a throw to Higgins. You see Higgins is right out in the open spot in the zones. I don't know, maybe he could have had that football. It was a tough try.
Maybe one more stride.
Yeah, but good ends are going to get there. You're going to make good quarterbacks look very, very good when you can catch those balls.
Seattle has scored again out at the Kingdome and now has gone in front of Detroit 21-16 in the fourth quarter. Williams throwing again. Higgins catches and has the first down. Well, you got to like that. They came right back to Higgins. He's had his problems today, and that's class.
But I'll tell you what, he's not afraid to throw it at him. He came right back. He had plenty of confidence in him, and look at the catch Higgins makes that time. He slipped. His footing almost went out from underneath him. Came up for the football. A fine catch by Higgins. Also a fine throw by the quarterback, Williams.
In front of Roland Lawrence, the cornerback, number 22, and Tampa Bay has first down now at the 44-yard line of the Falcons. Higgins gets a rest. John McKay, number 89, in on the left side, wide receiver.
That's a second first down for Tampa Bay.
Ricky Bell, nowhere. Only the second first down.
Second first down for Tampa Bay.
The entire football game, and we are just about to run out of time here in the third quarter. Yates made the tackle over there. Lost about a half yard on the play. And that'll finish it up here for period number 3, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Atlanta 9, Tampa Bay 7. We now pause for a word from your local station.
She's a singer, dancer, a clown. She's the incomparable Mary Tyler Moore in the premiere of Mary, tonight at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have asserted themselves in the fourth quarter. Their second fourth quarter touchdown, both scored by Robert Newhouse. They now lead 21-14. The second touchdown by Newhouse on a pass from Roger Staubach, 15 yards. 21-12 the score, 21-12. Dallas leading St. Louis. And it is second down here and 9 to go. Doug Williams wants to throw for Tampa Bay and complete. Flag is down. McKay made the catch on the coverage. Pridemore, number 27, and maybe an offensive interference call against Tampa Bay.
Let's take a look at Williams looking now. Here's a throw. A sliding catch by McKay. There is a flag on a play, but I don't believe it's at the spot of the reception. It's way on the other side of the field, and it's against Tampa Bay.
There was another receiver out in the pattern, to the right of where McKay made the catch, headed toward the sideline. I believe Larry Mucker, I'm not positive, it might have been Morris Owens. And I believe that they will call offensive interference. Let's find out.
Pass interference, number 85, offense, repeat, second down.
Morris Owens, number 85, interfering with the defender. And so it's back 2nd and 20. Higgins and McKay are now the wide receivers. Williams, deep for Higgins, incomplete. Tipped away by the Atlanta defender. Looked like Pridemore got his hand on it, number 27.
Of the 4 passes that Williams has completed, 4 of them have been caught by Higgins. But of course, there have been 3 or 4 that have been dropped by
Higgins. So he's about even for the day, is it?
Let's take a look at it. Could have been possibly called interference. We don't know. There's the pass is up. Higgins got his hand up for the football. It's not an interference call at all.
Now, it looked like Higgins in that replay was the man who got the hand on it, not Pridemore.
Yeah, Higgins
Bias
put
was
the hand
there
up.
covering as well. So it is 3rd down. We're in the 4th period, just underway. Atlanta Falcons leading it 9-7. Doug Williams under pressure, unloads, and incomplete. Intended for Larry Mucker. Williams had to hurry the throw. Mucker turned around just in time to see it coming, but didn't make the squeeze.
Well, they had a blitz on that time, and Williams was being run down back in the backfield, threw the ball, and we got a holding penalty, looks like, on the Atlanta Falcons. So that's a big break for Tampa Bay.
Johnny, you know what occurs to me here is John McKay sticking with Doug Williams through all of this.
Holding, number 25, defense, automatic first down.
Well, they called it on number 25, but he's an offensive player, Ray Strong, so we're going to assume it was Frank Reed, number 28. And on first down, the Bucs get only a yard. Ricky Bell, number 42, stopped by Greg Brazina, number 50, the right side linebacker. So it'll be 2nd and 9.5 for Bell. I was started to say about Doug Williams keeping him in the ball game with things going badly. I think is good judgment on McKay's part, not to destroy this young man's confidence.
I think John feels that he's a very good prospect, and he wants to give him all the time to improve that he possibly can, and the only way he's going to do it is by playing and learning by his mistakes.
That was John McKay, who couldn't handle that pass from Williams. Roland Lawrence on the coverage. McKay and the crowd immediately thereafter claiming interference by Lawrence. Let's watch.
There's the play. There's the throw by Williams. See whether you think that's interference or not. No, I don't think it's interference.
Close, but I don't think close enough.
Close, but no baby doll.
The receiver went up for the ball. Just Lawrence arrived when the ball arrived. Higgins and John McKay, the wide receivers. It is 3rd down and 9. I don't remember a receiver having so many balls dropped on him in one football game. Maybe, John, you had it happen to you. Williams has time and overthrows that one. Intended for the tight end, Giles.
Well, he had plenty of time. His offensive line did give him a whole lot of time to find a receiver, but no one was open. Field's a little sloppy down there right now, and the footing is bad.
What do you tell yourself when you're the quarterback and you're throwing the ball well, and the receivers are having an off day, which is putting it kindly here?
What do you say?
Score. Boston is now ahead 7-6. They're in Toronto, and they're in the 14th inning. The Red Sox need a win there badly. Yeah, how do you feel? How do you deal with it yourself mentally?
Oh, the only thing I ever said was catch it, dummy. Just keep on throwing.
Dave Green's punt into the end zone will have an Atlanta first down on the touchback at their 20-yard line. And so the score remains 9-7 Atlanta in front. And it will be Atlanta ball when we return, 13:47 remaining.
The 1978 Ford Pinto. With standard features like these, it's packed with value. A 2.3-liter engine, a 4-speed transmission, rack and pinion steering, power front disc brakes, electric defroster, AM radio, tinted glass and bucket seats. And since the 77 model year, redesigned fuel system features that include a longer filler pipe and polyethylene shield. Ford Pinto, over 2.5 million sold since introduction. Ford Pinto, a complete small car.
Have you ever wondered where major industries do their shopping? When the automotive industry shops for car thermostats, when the aircraft industry shops for lightweight special metals, when the leisure time industry shops for true-tempered golf shafts and garden tools, when a number of industries shop for gases and chemicals, they're all drawn to one source. The source? Allegheny Ludlam Industries, the supermarket.
Well, we have two outstanding defensive units playing the kind of game that we expected from them. The offense is struggling, and consequently only 16 points on the board and only one offensive touchdown scored so far, that by Atlanta, and it came off a turnover. It was set up by a turnover. A fumble recovery in Tampa territory. It is first down Atlanta. They lead by 2. Bartkowski, stand back. What a hit on him. Classic tackle by Lewis, the second-year man from Southern Cal.
Let's take a look at it. There's the pitch to stand back, and you see he's going to try that right side of the line. Again, it's some pretty fair blocking, but outstanding tackle. Oh, do it to him.
Bubba Bean throwing the block. Looked like he nicked himself a little bit. It is second down and 11 to go.
Something unusual in this ball game, Tim, is two good defensive football teams. We haven't had any lost yardage attempting to throw the football.
They had one close call on a sack. Remember the one where Williams, with a man on him, still managed to get the ball away.
Second down and 11.
In fact, and there was another one with Williams, too, where they ruled that his arm was going forward. Ricky Patton is in for stand back, shaken up slightly on that tough hit from Lewis. Second and 11. Bartkowski's been better here in the second half throwing. Completes that with a release man, but he gets only to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, Bubba Bean, before he's met by Dewey Selman. Oklahoma third-year man, second-round pick in 1976. Stand-back is back in.
Third down and 9.
Into the game comes Wallace Francis with the play, number 89. Third, close to 10 yards to go. Atlanta would like to keep the ball here. They lead by only 2. They're in their end of the field. They like to keep that clock going here. We're in the fourth quarter. Bartkowski has time, and it's caught but out of bounds. The tight end Jim Mitchell, and he had nowhere near first down yardage. So Atlanta will have to punt, and defensively, Tampa Bay was very sound in that series. Mucker and Hagens are the deep men standing at the 40 as we watch Bartkowski go off, saying, "What do I do now, Coach?" John James standing at his 6-yard line. Look at that, 45-yard average today. He and Dave Green have just been outstanding, and it has been a factor in this game to have these kind of punters. This one not his best. Taken at the 50 on the fly. Looked like he signaled fair catch and kept running with the ball. A flag is down. That was Mucker. And the officials talking here to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Jarris White having a little conversation on the play. It looked to me like he signaled fair catch, Johnny, and then played the ball because he had to run up quickly to catch it. Looked like he was playing it to run.
Well, if he signals fair catch and the ball is short and he has to come up and get it.
Fair catch signal, 5-yard penalty, receivers retain the ball.
Well, he must have given the fair catch signal too late.
Oh, yeah, he gave it all right, but then he kept running with the ball. So that drops him back another 5. We have had about every infraction in the book here today, short of capital offense, felony. We've seen them all. Well, they must have worked all week in practice on these things.
Well, this would be a good film to watch for the officials during the off season to tell you how you call what.
Be a good film for the players to watch to try to avoid them in the future. First down, Tampa Bay. Williams, incomplete to Higgins, on the fingertips. Great looking pass, maybe a little bit too hard.
He drilled that ball in there, Tim. It's difficult one to catch. Here's a fake pitch out right here. You see Williams set up quickly. Quick slant to Higgins. The ball doesn't look that fast, but he has to leave his feet to get it, and he just doesn't have the handle on it.
Of course, that's in slow motion there. So
yeah.
We slowed it down a little.
Well, I'm glad you did. I couldn't have seen it otherwise.
2nd and 10. Slot formation left. Jimmy DuBose. It's about 5, maybe 6 on the play. Hard running out the right side behind the blocking of Medlin and Carlton. Jimmy DuBose. Florida, 3rd-year man. Third down, about 4 to go.
DuBose 7 carries for 30 yards.
Higgins and McKay now the wide receivers as the wide men bring in the plays from the Tampa Bay sidelines. Jim Obradovich in at tight end. Under the blitz, up the middle, complete. First down, John McKay, number 89. And he caught that in traffic. Pretty good coverage on the play.
Fine throw by Williams as he is taken down as he releases the football. Right here you see him trying to avoid the blitz. There's the throw. A good lead on the ball to McKay. And a fine tackle.
Rick Bias, the corner man, pretty good coverage on it, but just a fine play by McKay, and that was Greg Brazina, number 50, applying the heat to Doug Williams. He stands in there real well.
He's moving back when he threw that ball, too, so he tells you that he has a fairly strong arm.
Slot right now for Tampa Bay. They trail by 2. DuBose trying the left side. Got a little room, good running. Inside the 30. Hauled down by Bailey, 72, and Ortega, number 55. Ortega, the linebacker, seems to have lost his job to 3rd-year man Robert Pennywell, picked up last year as a free agent from San Francisco. Ortega hurt earlier this season, and Pennywell been hard to move out of there. 2nd down and 2 after an 8-yard gain. Boy, they're doing some scoring out there in Seattle. Zorn has now thrown his 3rd touchdown pass in the 4th quarter. They lead the Lions 28-16. Seattle 28, Detroit 16. DuBose hit at the line of scrimmage, shakes loose, trying to get that first down yardage. Good second effort by Jimmy DuBose. Pennywell on the hit, number 59. Looks like they're going to measure this one. Mike Lewis in there on the tackle as well, 69 for Atlanta.
Some of those offensive linemen from the Bucs are doing a fairly good job on that defense out there. They're now running the ball and picking 3 or 4 yards up at a clip. So they must be doing something right up front.
4th down. Well, as we said at the outset of this game, both these coaches know they have good, tough defenses. They know they have offenses that need developing, but they like, by and large, they like their personnel, and they were fairly candid with us about which ones they like better than others. We won't go into that, but they're pretty well pleased. They think they just got to keep them together a while, let them develop. Higgins and McKay, the wide receivers that give us to Ricky Bell. Good hole up the middle for Bell into the 20-yard line. Gain of 7, maybe 8. Ralph Ortega making the tackle.
Now they watch the offensive line move out now. They're taking the play out right away from the defensive line of the Atlanta Falcons, opening up some good holes. Ricky Bell up there, very good. Horton, number 64, on a very good block up the middle.
Greg Horton, just acquired from the Rams in a trade for future draft choices. He's from Colorado. John McKay thinks he's got himself a good one there. Giles back into the game at tight end. His second and 3. DeBose, he's got room out there on the right side, has the first down to the 15-yard line. Fulton Kuykendall, number 54, put the tackle on him. But the Bucs are rolling now, and the crowd comes alive here at Tampa Bay. They trail by 2. Time ticking away, 8:30 remaining regulation time. There's the hit by Kuykendall. Coming over to help is the safety, Tom Pridemore.
9 rushes, 40 yards for DeBose.
Obradovich back in at tight end. Williams has a man open. Complete touchdown to Jim Obradovich.
Well, someone missed the coverage on that because Obradovich ran right down in the end zone and no one even touched him. Williams could have hit him about 2 steps earlier. Let's watch right here as you see Obradovich go to the outside. They had a blitz on. Williams stands right in the pocket. There's the toss to Obradovich, who has to wait for the football. He wanted to make sure on it. And that puts the Bucs ahead 13-9 with 8:01 remaining in the 4th quarter.
Pridemore getting back there, but too late. And so we have the second offensive touchdown of the game scored, now one by each team. O'Donohue has the point after. And so the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with 8:01 remaining here in regulation time, have gone in front for the second time today. They lead it 14-9.
From El Paso to Cheyenne, the West was wild once, and sometimes it still is.
Beer makes it good.
There's just one Schlitz.
There's no debate.
Nothing else comes near.
Beer makes it good.
When you're out of Schlitz.
Schlitz makes it great.
You're out of beer.
11 million times a day, America reaches for a Schlitz. Every drop chill-lagered for quality. Since 1849,
Schlitz makes it like no other could. Schlitz makes it great.
Coming October 6th, a new American road car. The all-new Ford LTD for $79. With more front and rear seat room, more driver convenience, more handling ease, and more window area than last year's LTD. A road car to take you across town or across the country.
This land is your land. This land is my land.
Test drive the new LTD October 6th at Ford dealers across the country.
So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers put together a 57-yard drive in 8 plays, used up 4:15 on the clock, lead it 14-9. 15-yard touchdown pass. Rookie Doug Williams to Jim Obradovich. O'Donohue's kickoff taken at the 11 by Alfred Jackson. Jackson trying to get loose on the right side is tripped up, falls at the 28-yard line. It was Billy Cesar, number 44, on the tackle. Green Bay leads San Diego 24-3. 2:46 remaining in the 4th quarter at San Diego. Green Bay, Bart Starr's team, showing they're going to be tougher for everybody this year. Looking for their 3rd victory against 1 loss. So far this season, the National Football League is a whole lot more interesting than it was at this time a year ago. A lot of interesting upsets. Rickman and Francis are the wide receivers. Pitch out to Bean. The Stanback make it 24. Haskell Stanback got about 7 on the play. Stanback over the 100-yard mark has been churning it out very efficiently for the Atlanta Falcons today. Second and 4, 6-yard gain for Stanback. Stanback again got maybe a yard on the play before Dave Pear took him down, number 76. I'm talking with John McKay about Dave Pear. He said, gee, he's not a big guy to have playing that nose tackle position, but McKay says, well, he's really better off over the center there because he's so quick. He can go either way, and he's an agile guy. He's strong for his size, and he has become an ideal nose man.
Stanback, 22 carries for 111 yards up today.
Fine afternoon, 3rd and 2. Falcons got to keep it going here. Bubba Bean has the first down. Atlanta, the big 3rd down play there.
You know, Tim, you mentioned that the play in the National Football League has become a little bit better than it was last year. We've had an increase in scoring this year. The touchdown pass surge continues to increase. There have been 1,533 points scored through the first 42 games of 78 compared to 1,412 in the first 42 games of 77. Major upswing has been in the touchdown passes, with 94 being completed thus far this season, for an increase of 22 over 72. Did you like that?
Barkowski intended for Rickman, incomplete on first down, and the Falcons will be 2nd and 10 at their own 39. They trail now 14-9 with 5:46 remaining. This is the drive they would like to use up the clock and score the winning score. Final score in from Dallas, the Cowboys 21, St. Louis 12. And so Bud Wilkinson still looking for his first National Football League victory. Didn't figure to get it against Dallas today, but had him scared there for a while. All the way into the 3rd period today. Bartkowski rolls out away from pressure, then runs into Leroy Selman.
Now that was all on Bartkowski's own fault right there. He had plenty of room back behind the people. Let's watch him as he rolls out here and forces his way out into Selman. As here he comes, come to the outside. He should have stayed right there behind his people. He runs right into Selman, who gets his first sack of the afternoon.
Mike Ken, the rookie from Michigan, getting a taste of Leroy Selman's strength. Ken has been doing a pretty good job on pass protection today, but you can only hold him off so long, especially a guy like Selman.
Well, he really had him in good position. Had Bartkowski's stopped behind him instead of going to the outside where Selman was.
It is 3rd and very long. About 25 yards. He's got time again as they all drop back, and that is incomplete. Intended for Bubba Bean, number 44. On the coverage was Jarris White, number 45, and Atlanta will have to kick, and that brings the Tampa Bay audience to their feet. But I think at the same time they're cheering the appearance of the sun, such as it is. It's 5 minutes before 7 Eastern time. John James, been an active punter today, will punt, standing at his 12. Danny Reese is on the field for the first time today to return at the 30. Signals fair catch and catches it at the 33-yard line. They wanted sure hands out there. Reese is hurt. Did not figure to see much action today. I'm sure John McKay told him just fair catch it, don't run it. So that's how it stands here with 5:02 remaining, and Tampa has the ball.
The first thing you notice about the Big Shaver is that the handle is hollow, practically worthless. Bic put the money into their top quality bonded stainless steel blade. That's why Bic can charge only 19 3/4 cents a shaver, and each one gives you days and days of close, comfortable shaves. The Bic Shaver, hollow handle, superior blade, incredible price.
The day is done.
Coming home. Hi.
It's time to...
How was your trip?
Great, now that I'm home.
You want a beer?
Reading my mind. So just say, Bud.
Say Bud.
And pour the king of beers and settle back.
Anything else I can get you?
I've got everything I need right here.
Next Saturday and Sunday, CBS Sports presents the World Series of Golf with the top touring pros shooting for the title. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Now look at this score. You know, Detroit was leading that game 16-7 in the third quarter at the Kingdome. But Jim Zorn passed for 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Seattle won it 28 to 16. Just a terrific comeback by Jim Zorn and the Seahawks. And they are a tough young club. First down, Tampa Bay. They lead it here, 5:02 remaining. Ricky Bell got a half a yard. Ralph Ortega, number 55, made the tackle. Seattle Seahawks have evened their record at 2-2, and that's a pretty good start for that third-year club. Tampa Bay would like to do the same thing here. Coming into the league at the same time as Seattle. They lead by 5 points. Atlanta also coming into the game with a 1-2 mark. Second down, 9.5 to go. Bell again. Got a block from Bowes and ran over Bowes. Looked like he had a chance to come back inside there and get a little bit more.
The Bucs want to keep the ball on the ground and keep the clock running at 4:11 right now. They must come up with another first down. They probably have to come out and throw the football at this point.
Alan Lawrence on the tackle. Good blocking on the right side from Tampa Bay for Ricky Bell. Lewis Carter comes in to give him a rest. Bell goes out. Final score in from San Diego. The Green Bay Packers have done it to the Chargers 24-3. For the Pack, they're now 2-2. San Diego 1-3.
Bell 14 carries for 43 yards.
Third down, 3 yards to go. Lewis Carter, first carry of the game, lost about a yard, and whoops.
That's very stupid on his part now because he's got a penalty and it was going to maintain the Bucs' control of the football.
Jeff Merrow, the Atlanta player involved. Let's see what the call is. Personal foul against the Falcons. Maybe we can see that one again. There's Merrow, and he is plenty upset. Maybe a little too upset for his own good here.
Well, that's just a stupid play by Amaro, really. I don't know what the man did to him, but you don't kick him in front of the official. You wait.
John, look now. There's Merrow on the tackle. He was.
And there's the kick right there. See?
Right.
Now what happens? You always get caught.
Well,
the guy that initiates it, Tim, never gets caught. It's always a retaliation.
I think Merrow's got himself a case here, but it's not going to do him any good.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 75 defense, first down.
Well, you know, these referees and officials cannot see everything, but there I think maybe Merrow got a bad deal because clearly he had made it what was a good tackle. He didn't twist the legs there unduly, and the running back definitely, Carter, kicked at him, and it didn't look on the replay as though he had followed through on his attempt to retaliate. But in any event, it's a big break for Tampa. Ricky Bell, it's about 5 to the 41-yard line. And I'd have to say it's understandable that Merrow was upset. Kuykendall made the tackle there. And that's a big play, John, as you pointed out. I mean, they've got him stopped there, and now the first down keeps Tampa alive, and time ticking off. It's 3:07 to go. Buccaneers lead by 5. .79 on the tackle. Third down. Williams coming over to the sideline. Going to chat with John McKay. We had a timeout call here anywhere? We have. Timeout call by Tampa Bay. And there is Williams chatting with the Tampa Bay coaching staff as they have third down and about 9.5 to go. The Bucs lead at 14-9, 2:32 to play.
Dancing on the mountain, to the music of the wind, feeling free and easy in the air.
If you start or continue your college education in the Army, you'll have a chance to bring a lot more than books to class.
So much to learn, so many things to see, reasons and rhymes to find in a soldier's poetry.
There's a whole new breed of Mustang coming October 6th. The all-new 79 Mustang from Ford. With a dramatic new aerodynamic design, precise handling, and Mustang performance with options of V6, V8, even a turbocharged engine. In 2-door and 3-door models. The new breed of Mustang for 79. Coming to your Ford dealer October 6th.
Third down, 9.5 to go. Tampa Bay with 2:32 to play. That timeout, by the way, taken by Atlanta. And Williams did have a chance to talk to his coaching staff nonetheless. They've got 2 tight ends in Giles and Obradovich. Big play here for Tampa Bay. They don't want to give that ball back to Atlanta. This is Lewis Carter. He wants to throw. He does. Complete to Obradovich. First down. And he's down, and they have a first down at the 24-yard line of Atlanta. Big play by the Buccaneers. Ralph Ortega made the tackle.
A big call, the first time we've seen this all afternoon. There it is, starts out like a sweep and then ends up in a little pass play.
Not bad throwing on the run there by Lewis Carter.
Not bad, a little bit in the wrong direction, but Obradovich made a fine reception. It's like Joe Washington in Baltimore versus New England.
Well, we are down to the 2-minute mark here, regulation time, with a first down Tampa at the 25 of Atlanta.
Dad, when are we going to get to Grandma's?
Dad, are we going to get to Grandma's?
Darn, I forgot to put in Prestone.
Take out the O, put in the 2. Put in the Prestone, Prestone 2.
Protect against freeze-ups and corrosion. Take out old, weak antifreeze and put in America's most trusted antifreeze, Prestone 2.
Take out the old, put in the 2. Put in the Prestone, Prestone 2.
And when you flush your cooling system, use Prestone Super Flush.
The day is done.
Come in.
Chilly tonight, looking good.
To let it go. It's the moment to unwind.
Welcome home.
So just say, bud.
Say bud.
And pour the king of beers and settle back and please yourself.
Hey, thanks.
How'd it go today?
So far, so good.
Well, our producer today has been Chuck Will. Here at Tampa Stadium, our director, Bob Daly, ace tennis player, associate producer, Rick Sharp, field operations engineer, Marty Solomon, technical director, Paul Koenig, audio by Rick Rea and Larry Pacifico. Hope I'm pronouncing those right. Maybe it's Rick Ray. Rick, you can come right on there and tell me. You've got the microphones. First down. Johnny Davis in at running back for Tampa. Ricky Bell bulls his way down near the 16-yard line. Gain of about 8.
Let's take a look at Ricky Bell as he comes up with a football. He really has some good, powerful legs. Wants to maintain good balance. Some good hard tackling by the Atlanta Falcons. Williams, so far this afternoon, is 6 completions out of 24 attempts for 74 yards, 1 TD. Bartkowski, 12 completions out of 25 attempts, 81 yards, and had 3 interceptions with 1 TD. And that interception in the first part of the ball game has hurt them.
Yeah, they were really moving the ball well on that series, and had they scored there instead of coming up empty, it might have changed the whole tone of this game. Now they are behind by 5, 1:48 remaining, and the penalty call on Jeff Merrill has to be termed a big thing here late in the game. They had the Bucs stopped. They would have gotten the ball back. You don't know what they would have done with it. Buccaneers tough defensively today, but you'll never know what they would have done. Higgins and Mucker are the wide receivers. It is 2nd and 2. DeBose going wide right. And he has the first down yardage. Good blocking by newcomer Greg Horton, number 64, leading the way out there. Kuykendall and Lawrence on the tackle.
Put a little extra into that too when he was coming up there. The man come up to hit him, and he just kind of lowered that shoulder on him to pick up that first down.
New York Giants lead San Francisco 20. Fawina on the tackle. Ricky Bell. And with another timeout, 50 seconds to play, we'll return to Tampa Bay Stadium for the windup in just a moment.
I joined the move to Michelin.
I joined the move to Michelin.
I joined the move to Michelin.
You should too. Michelin's the one that introduced the radial, and Michelin makes only radials. Michelin's the one that's made radials longer than anybody else in the world. Michelin's the one to insist on.
Join the move to Michelin.
For real tire satisfaction, think Michelin first. We're second to none.
If you're an average driver, you'll use 31,000 gallons of gasoline during your lifetime.
That's enough to drive from the Earth to the moon twice.
2nd down. 10.5 yards to go, and they're just going to use it up. That's 46, 45 ticking away. The Buccaneers will have a 3rd down coming up. Atlanta Falcons are out of timeouts. And the Buccaneers are going to present their fans with a home victory here, coming off their win a week ago at Minnesota. They'll be 2-2. And this is only the 2nd regular season win at home that these Buccaneers fans have had a chance to enjoy in their short history. Williams, the quarterback, did not have a great day in the stats, but he delivered to Obradovich for the touchdown. Hit on a couple of key first down plays here late in the 4th quarter. 7 seconds left as the delay of game call against the Bucs, who couldn't quite wind up the game without getting that call.
Fence, 3rd down.
So their 3rd down play will be from the 20, and John McKay's going to send in the final play here. Send in Jimmy Giles from just to make sure there's no mistake.
Maybe he'll throw a touchdown.
We're going to be going up to the Meadowlands in New Jersey for the conclusion of the Giants game against San Francisco when we finish here momentarily. Let's see what McKay sent in. Back up and fall down. The old back up and fall down play, and that'll do it. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers get a roar of approval from their fans as they have defeated the Atlanta Falcons 14-9 here at Tampa Stadium to even their mark at 2-2, and the Atlanta Falcons are now 1-3. So for Johnny Unitas, this is Tim Ryan saying so long from Tampa.